Hi, my name is El. I've already done the second part. After watching this video, you can follow the link and watch the second part on my second channel, Animanga. I will publish the manga there. Enjoy your viewing. Yifan Chu, a demon king, possesses a very sacred scroll of the abyss. This scroll has the power to rule the heavens and the earth, and can also allow anyone to push beyond their limits. Cheng Chu, Yifan's top disciple, runs to Yifan Chu and reports that their force field guarding their mountains has been eradicated, and their enemies will reach them anytime soon. He continues by saying that their enemies are the Seven Kings. Yifan tells Cheng to stop panicking because the Seven Kings are no match for him. Yifan wonders how the Seven Kings managed to break through his force field, as he thought they couldn't manage to break it. He tells Cheng to go with him to face the Seven Kings. The soldiers outside his rear command Yifan to hand over the sacred scroll of the abyss. Yifan asks them how they dare to command him. Yifan attacks and kills them all. The King of Swords commands Yifan to give up the scroll and promises to spare his life. Yifan tells him that he is considered the most powerful of all the Seven Kings, and he will kill all of them if they come at him. Cheng stabs Yifan through his heart from the back. Yifan cries out, asking why Cheng has betrayed him. Cheng says Yifan didn't let him peek at the scroll, so he has adapted to the situation. Yifan says that no one will take the scroll, even if it means destroying it. Yifan puts himself into self-destruction. Yifan wakes up in the body of another person in the jungle, a man who knew the new body of Yifan, as Yan Zhu calls him. Yifan looks at the man and sees an opportunity to recharge himself using the man's chi by absorbing the man's power to become his own. Yifan promises to go back for the Seven Kings and Cheng for them. In the jungle, he comes across a family in conflict with the manager of the same family. Yifan's new body reacts differently and brings memories that are not his. Yifan complains that his heart is hurting. He asks himself what just happened, if maybe it's the effect of his training. He wonders if his magic is not suitable for cultivation in his body. He checks himself and sees that everything is normal. He realizes that after seeing Miss Lau's expression, all the pain disappears. He forces himself to go and do something for the Lau family. Yifan decides to go inside the memory of the kid's body he is in. He learns that the kid has a long history with the Lau family, and they have raised him since he was a child, and they consider him as their own. The Lau family look at the kid as their own because his father sacrificed himself for the Lau family. Commander Peng trained him in basic skills in combat, and he made a vow to protect Miss Lau and the whole family. Yifan worries that he now has to serve the Lau family for the rest of his life, and never violates them because the body will automatically trigger a heart magic. Yifan goes to help the Lau family. Miss Lau asks if there is someone to help them. Commander Peng says there is no way they can come so quickly. Yifan asks Miss Lau what's wrong with just handing over the spiritual martial arts. He says he doesn't want to lose her life because it would be a huge loss to the Lau family. Everyone is surprised to see Fan Chu. Miss Lau asks Sun Guanjia, their rival, who used to be the manager of the Lau house, to spare the life of Fan Chu. Sun Guanjia orders one of his men to kill Fan Zhu. Everyone is surprised to see Fan Zhu killing Sun Guanjia's strong men without difficulties or struggle. Yifan, who is now Fan Zhu because of the body he is in, grabs Miss Lau and the other little girl and runs away with them. Sun Guanjia is furious and orders his men to go after them. Commander Peng tells his men to make sure Sun Guanjia's men don't find a way to get through. Miss Lau shouted to Chu Fan to let her go. Her little brother also shouted at Chu Fan to put them down and called him a dog slave. Miss Lau complained that she couldn't let the Lau guards be slaughtered in the hands of Sun Guanjia. Chu Fan dropped them and told them to go back if they wanted to get killed, or stay with him if they wanted to stay alive and kill Sun Guanjia. Miss Lau asked how Chu Fan would manage to kill Sun Guanjia and his powerful men. Miss Lau told Chu Fan to go with her young brother while she diverted the enemies. Chu Fan refused and told her he wasn't familiar with the terrain of the site, and that if she didn't come along, it would be difficult for him to look after the child. Chu Fan told Miss Lau that going back was the same as dying, so she must take care of her life, as it was valuable because many people had died to save her. Miss Lao gave Chu Fan her ring to go and clear the fog. She was worried that Chu Fan had changed. Chu Fan came back to Miss Lao and told her he would teach her magic, so she could be able to stand and fight the bandits when they showed up. Miss Lao wondered how a slave managed to set the array formation so casually. Commander Peng was captured by Sun Guanjia. He told Sun Guanjia to kill him right away, otherwise he would kill him and avenge those who had died. Sun Guanjia told Peng that keeping him as a hostage as his name would help him fulfill his request. Commander Peng told Sun Guanjia that he couldn't use him to threaten Miss Lao. Sun Guanjia and his men saw someone sitting under a tree. They drew closer and saw it was Chu Fan. Chu Fan told them he had been waiting for them for a long time. Sun Guanjia told Chu Fan that he was brave to stand before him and ordered his men to catch and kill him. One of Sun Guanjia's men rushed to kill Chu Fan. He made his first throw of his blade, but Chu Fan told him that Miss Lao and her young brother had been paralyzed, and they are now in his hands. Sun Guanjia told his men to stop from killing Chu Fan. Chu Fan told Sun Guanjia to make a deal with him. When Sun Guanjia asked what deal, Chu Fan told him he would hand over Miss Lao and her young brother to him if he guaranteed a future for him. Commander Peng was furious to hear what Chu Fan was proposing to Sun Guanjia. Sun Guanjia asked Chu Fan why he had decided to betray the Lao family. Chu Fan asked Sun Guanjia the same question. Chu Fan told Sun Guanjia that with one person's life, he would be able to make a family of his own, and people would not continue to destroy their lives, since the family of Lao had been defeated. Chu Fan showed Sun Guanjia a red rope he claimed to have tied the two at the end of it. He continued to say he was using the red rope to track them easily, and that it should be easy for them to find their way back from the mist forest. Sun Guanjia believed Chu Fan and agreed to the deal. He told Chu Fan to lead the way. As they arrived at the spot, Chu Fan turned on Sun Guanjia and told him he brought him there to kill him. Sun Guanjia was angry and attempted to kill Chu Fan, but Chu Fan disappeared along with Commander Peng. Sun Guanjia cried out and asked himself how he let Chu Fan fool him. Miss Lao asked Chu Fan what he would do next. Chu Fan told her he was going to help her kill Sun Guanjia. With the help of Chu Fan, Miss Lao released a monster that killed Sun Guanjia and all of his men. As Sun Guanjia died, he asked Chu Fan who he was exactly. Chu Fan told him to go to hell and ask the Hell King. Chu Fan found an opportunity to upgrade his level of power through the death of Sun Guanjia and his men. Chu Fan reached a spectacularly powerful level. He talked to himself that since now he had made a breakthrough, he should train martial arts. Miss Lao called his name and asked him why the array had lost control all of a sudden. Chu Fan told her that it was probably because the Linxin was too small, so the array became defective and then went out of control. Chu Fan confirmed to Miss Lao that Sun Guanjia and all his men were dead. Commander Peng apologized to Chu Fan for cursing him, and all along because he didn't know he was setting a trap for Sun Guanjia and his men. He told Chu to punish him however he wanted, and he wouldn't do anything, even if he had to cut off his head. Chu Fan told Commander Peng he was only a servant and had no right to punish a commander of the Lao family. Chu Fan asked Miss Lao what her next plan was now that Sun Guanjia was dead and all threats were eliminated. Commander Peng answered that now they would go to Feng Kai family city to get Miss Lao married to the son of the Kai family leader. Chu Fan thought that helping Miss Lao get to Feng Kai city and get her married to the son of the Kai family leader would help him to be free, so he agreed to go there with them. A report was delivered to Xiao's Hai that Sun Guanjia had failed his task, and now Miss Lao and her apprentices were in the city of Feng. Xiao's Hai told the man to keep monitoring them. Xiao's Hai told his master, who was lying on his bed, that once he possessed the palm of returning dragon, he would send his master and his brothers to reunite. Xiao Fan and the others had arrived in the city of Feng. Xiao Fan asked Miss Lao if they could meet the Feng Kai family right away. They told him only Miss Lao and her brother were allowed to go there. In the city, Chu Fan came across a woman arguing with a man who was selling jade. The woman claimed the man was selling a fake jade. Chao Fan agreed with her and vowed to prove to the seller that he was indeed selling fake jade. Commander Peng joined and watched the situation. Chao Fan told the man to soak his jade in a liquid of sulfur and sediment. The man agreed. The jade started fading after being soaked in the water. Chao Fan told the man to admit to the lady that the jade was fake. People who had once purchased jade from the man started stoning and beating him up, forcing him to pay them back. The man was angered and swore to deal with Chu Fan the first chance he got. Chu Fan asked the woman if she wanted to purchase the jade. She replied that she just wanted to tell everyone that the jade was fake. Commander Peng said she was a strange woman. Chu Fan asked Commander Peng to borrow 10 spiritual stones and told him to go back to the inn. Commander Peng gave 10 spiritual stones to Chu Fan. Chu Fan left Commander Peng to look for the man who was selling the fake jade. The jade seller stopped Chu Fan. Chu Fan told him he was looking for him so he could buy the jade from him. The jade seller denied Chu Fan's offer and swore to kill him for ruining his business and getting him beaten by his own customers. The jade seller called his men to kill Chu Fan. Chu tried to reason with him that he was only doing business with him, but he still demanded Chu Fan's life. Chu Fan summoned his magic and killed all of them without mercy. He then took the jade and headed to the inn where Commander Peng was. Chu Fan told Peng to guard the door and let no one in. Chu started experimenting on the stone and admitted it was just as expected it to be, the fairy blood, a very rare stone. Chu Fan tells him that for someone to practice the bloody baby, they must drip their fresh blood on it. He cuts his hand and starts dripping blood on it. He starts feeling dizzy after losing a lot of blood and tells himself to stop. But he's worried because once you start dripping blood on it, you cannot stop until the process is finished. Chu Fan tells himself that it's not good because he is endangering himself, but also asks himself if he should really give up. He finally gets the bloody baby and finishes his practice. Chu Fan goes out and finds Commander Peng still watching over the door. Chu Fan asks Commander Peng if he has been guarding the door for 10 days. Commander Peng tells Chu Fan that he did not want anybody to disturb his business in the house, so he was guarding the door for him. Commander tells Chu Fan that they have to go because Miss Lao has been waiting for them and they cannot wait anymore. Chu Fan asks Commander Peng if he is not wondering what he has been doing for 10 days. Commander Peng tells him it is his business and he will tell him when he's ready. Chu Fan admires Commander Peng's loyalty and trust. Commander Peng and Chu Fan are stopped by a guard from entering the Kai family's compound. Peng introduces themselves and tells them they are expected by the Lao family. Peng and Chu are furious to learn that the Kai family hasn't treated Miss Lao and her young brother well, and that the son of the Kai family is calling off the marriage. Miss Lao calls Xiao Ting Jie, the son of the Kai family, who she is expected to marry, but finds him flirting with another woman. Xiao Qinjie rejects Miss Lao, saying that he loves another woman, Yu Fei. Yu Fei slaps Miss Lao for trying to persuade Xiao Tin to marry her. Chao Fan shows up and slaps Xiao Qin for mistreating Miss Lao. Chao Fan asks them how dare they mess with Miss Lao. Xiao asks Chu Fan who he is, thinking Chu Fan is of age, but wondering how incredible his speed is. He wonders how they could not react at the same time after he gave them 2 direct slaps. Chu Fan wonders how it irritates him to see a young girl being bullied when he had seen all the sufferings in the world. He then understands it has to do with something with the real Chu Fan, the owner of the body he's in. He worries that it seems like he's going to suffer a long time dealing with the Lao family's issues. Chu Fan tells Miss Lao that they should get going. Yu Fei stops them and asks how dare they just walk in after slapping them. Miss Lao asks what they want. Yu Fei tells her that they should kneel 3 times. Then she will let them go, especially Chu Fan. Zhao Tin and Yu Fei threaten to kill Miss Lao's young brother if she does not kneel. This upsets Chu Fan, and he runs straight at them and starts beating Xiao Qin and Yu Fei. Zhao's father shows up and asks who dares to disturb the Kai family. Zhao tells his father that Chu Fan is the one causing trouble. Chu Fan looks at Zhao's father and realizes he's at the 8th layer of the profound realm. Zhao's father is surprised to realize that Chu Fan can see his level of cultivation in one glance. He compliments Chu Fan on having a good eye. Yu Fei tells Kai to punish Miss Lao and her apprentices. Kai tells Miss Lao that he has been kind to her and her brother. and if she doesn't pay back the kindness, she will cause problems for him. Kai tells Chu Fan and Miss Lao that he will not be compassionate to them because they have made a fuss. He tells them they only have two choices, fight or die. Chu Fan attacks Kai, and Kai dodges Chu's attacks. He's lucky to have survived his first attack. Chu and Miss Lao with others leave the place after Chu threatens to kill Zhao Qin because he's under his magic possession. After leaving the Kai compound, Chu Fan asks Miss Lao if she knows about the Seven Empire family. Miss Lao is surprised and asks Chu Fan how he knows about the Seven Empire family. She starts explaining that in the past they were in Guanyongzhuang and they had nothing to do with them. But now they live in line, and they must avoid the Seven Empire family at all costs, even if it's one of their dogs. Commander Peng asks if there is anyone who can match the Empire family in the land. Miss Lao admits that the Seven Empire family is untouchable. No one can do anything to them, and everyone knows about that very well. Chao Fan asks if the Sun family is included in the Seven Empire family. Miss Lao asks why he asks about that. He tells her he heard the woman saying that they will feel the strength of the Seven Empire family. Commander Peng asks how they let themselves offend the Seven Empire family. Miss Lao grabs Xu Chen by the hand and tells him they should go back and apologize to Sun. Chu tells them the only thing that's waiting for them there is death. Chu tells them tomorrow they will go to the Xianlong Pavilion family to form an alliance. At the Pavilion Palace, Commanders Peng and Xu Fan meet again with the lady that was arguing with the jade seller. She introduces herself to them and tells them her name is Long Nui. Chu Fan introduces himself to her and the rest of his crew. Long Nui asks Chu Fan what brings him there. He tells her he has something to sell her. Chu Fan and Long Nui are discussing the thing that Chu Fan has shown her. Miss Lao is asking Peng why Long Nui is so serious about something that Chu Fan was drawing last night. Long Nui offers Chu 100,000 spiritual stones for his drawing. Commander Peng and Miss Lao are surprised to hear the worth of the drawing. Chu thinks the price is too little and tells Long Nui he won't sell it to her. Chu attempts to call off the business because Long Nui is not being sincere. Long tells him that it is just a sketch of a first-level formation array, so 100,000 is enough. She tells him that, after all, it is drawn by hand, so the price is enough for it. Chu tells her that she should return the drawing to him because the offer is too low. Long Nui says she will pay 300,000. Chu tells her she's still not being sincere, so she must return the image to him. Long speaks to herself that she needs to get the image, even if it means she loses a lot of money. Long tries to persuade Miss Lao to plead with Chu to sell the image to her for 300,000. Chu tells Miss Lao to be quiet after she tries to persuade him to sell the drawing at 300,000 to Long, so that they can have a VIP seat whenever they come to the Pavilion Palace. Long Nui gives back the image to Chu Fan after he refuses to sell it at 300,000. Chu tells Long Nui to call the leader of the Xianlong Pavilion family so that he can negotiate with him. The leader of the pavilion comes and is greeted with respect by Miss Lao, who calls him Master Jiu. Master Jiu starts negotiating with Chao about the image. Jiu asks Chu if he can give him 1.8 million for the drawing. Everyone is surprised except for Chu, who still thinks the price is too low. Jiu tells Chu that even though he understands the price is too low, indeed, that's the price he can afford. Chu Fan says they'd better cancel the transaction if they cannot manage to pay higher than that. Jiu warns Chu and tries to cause havoc. Chu tells him that if he does that, he will damage his reputation. Chu tells Jiu his price is 10 million, and he will collect 1 million, and they will need protection. That's how the other debt will be collected. Jiu agrees to the deal and tells Long Nui to give them 1 million and the men to protect them. Commander Peng opens the door where Chu is meditating. He tells him that Sun's family has surrounded them. Chu tells him that the person he has been waiting for has finally come. Peng asks why he's so calm. He answers because he has been waiting for them. Chu tells Peng to call Miss Lao and her young brother. Yu Fei calls out the Lao family to come out. She tells them they were arrogant yesterday. Miss Lao asks Yu Fei what's the problem for her to bring so many people to their residence today. Yu Fei tells her that she hasn't forgotten what they did to her yesterday in the Kai's palace, and he promises to destroy the whole Lao family. Yu Fei starts to rush to attack the Lao family, but her cousin stops her and tells her Miss Lao to forgive her for being rude. He tells her they do not want to do anything to them except for her butler, Chu Fan. Miss Lao tells Yu Fei's cousin that Chu Fan belongs to her family and he has something special with her, so there is no way they would hurt him. Zhai Chia Yu Quan, Yu Fei's cousin, tells them that if they knew his identity, they wouldn't dare fight him. Chu Fan challenges Zhai Xia Yu Quan to fight. Zhai Xia says it would bring shame to the Yongming Valley if he loses to Chu. Chu and Zhai Xia fight. Zhai Xia realizes that Shu is no ordinary fighter. Yu Fei warns Zhai Xia to be careful because Shu injured Kai yesterday. Zhai Xia realizes that he's in trouble because he didn't expect to meet someone as strong as Chu Fan. Zhai Xia recognizes that he's fighting with a demon cultivator who always is pursuing power to be greater. Zhai Xia injures Shu so badly and seals him so that he cannot fight back again. Yu Fei tells Zhai Xia to finish off Chu Fan, but Chu gathers his strength and attacks back at Zhai Xia and injures him. Surprisingly, Chu fights back and Zhai Xia wonders how. Even though he is also badly injured, Zhai Xia tries to finish off Shu, but Miss Lao blocks him. Zhai Xia attacks Chu Fan and shouts at him to die. Zhai Xia is still persistent in ending Chu's life. He tries to kill Chu again, but someone grabs his hand and stops him. He looks at him and sees it's Long Ji, Master Jiu's nephew. Long Ji asks Zhai Xia if he's not tired of killing people since he's been killing people everywhere. Zhai Xia warns Long Ji not to interfere because it's none of his business. Long Ji tells Zhai Xia that he was assigned to protect the Lao family by his uncle, Master Jiu, so if he wants to kill them, he must pass through him. Zhai Xia warns Long Ji that he must not forget they are of the same power, so he cannot protect the Lao family from him. Long Ji tells Zhai Xia that he is badly wounded, and if they have to fight, Zhai Xia will surely get killed. As Long Ji and Zhai Xia are arguing, Chu gathers his strength and traps Zhai Xia and Long Ji in a strange dimension. Chu Fan attacks Zhai Xia and kills him. Chu tells Long Ji to convey a message to Master Jiu that they don't need anyone else to protect them. Jiu cries that Chu killing Zhai Xia has ruined his family plans. Long Nui asks Jiu what's the connection between Chu killing Zhai Xia and the Pavilion family. Jiu explains that the presence of Long Ji has messed up everything because everyone will think it was Long Ji that has killed Zhai Xia, and all along that was what Chu planned. Long Ji agrees that everything will indeed fall on their plate because no one will be that person coming from a small family, like the Lao family would dare kill anyone who is from the Seven Empire family. Jiu believes that Chu planned to cause enmity between the Pavilion family and the Yongming Valley. Jiu says that they will still protect the Lao family until the end because he has to honor his deal with Chu, or else it would damage the image of the Pavilion family. Chu meditates and regrets underrating Zhai Xia, who almost killed him. He vows to be stronger because the next person he will be facing will be more dangerous.